Hello, my friends. Welcome in to a collective reading. We are going to open the door to Spirit to come through to share the most important information at this time. Now, remember, these readings are here to offer you insight, not instructions, so please use your discernment to navigate your situation as you see fit. Take what resonates and ignore what does not. If this video does resonate with you, comment and like the video. I would truly appreciate that. It helps me connect with your energy and lets me know that you're enjoying the content on my channel. So let's get into it. For the collective, please. Spirit, what is it they need to know most right now? New beginnings. I did recently do a tarot card reading, a pick a card tarot reading for new beginnings. So if you want to check that out, I will leave the link in the description box. I'm being told there's some additional information in that pick a card reading for some. And we'll get one more. Okay. So, I feel like there's almost polar opposite ends of the spectrum happening here with the Devil card in the Temptation and the Wisdom card, which is the Hierophant. I feel like you're moving from one place to another in a very like 180 kind of way. I don't know if you're making some significant shifts in your business, in your life, but I do feel like you are done with something. This almost feels like a boredom with the old habits or the patterns of behavior or whatever it is that was an unhealthy attachment for you. I feel like you're kind of like, this again? Like, I'm so bored of this narrative. I'm so bored of feeling this way. And you're also seeing that within your fulfillment as well. You are emotionally investing quite possibly in certain things that aren't fulfilling you. And there's like this repetitiveness coming through. So you're kind of bored of pouring into something that is not really fulfilling you or satisfying you or meeting your needs at this time. So you're kind of in this place of discontent. And so what do? You go on a new adventure and you step out into a new world. Now, this is the Fool card in the traditional tarot. And the Fool is all about adventure, freedom, playfulness. There's a childlike spirit and a little bit of naivete. So it's almost as if you made a big decision or big change in your life without even thinking twice about what the consequences might be, because you felt almost painted into a corner where you were and you almost didn't have any other choice. So you have made some decision to move forward. And I think it's because you gained some wisdom on something. There's something here that you could have possibly learned from your roots, from your family, something that has been inherited or passed down. And you have come to understand something on a deeper level, on maybe a higher conscious level as well. This also could be about your spirituality. There's something that could have happened where you were healed in some way, or you have done some personal development work, some spiritual development work, and you're realizing that where you are isn't feeling aligned, isn't resonating. And so you're using the wisdom that you have understood through some kind of process, learning process, to be able to have the bravery to step into something new and almost not think twice about where it's going or where you are being led. You're just going for it. Now with that, it does require a little bit of a risk because it is going beyond what we are familiar with, what we are comfortable with. there's almost some in the collective that could physically be moving across the world. So a very different culture. I see very different landscapes. Again, those polar opposites are coming through. So if you lived in the north of the world, you are now going to the south. And I almost see somebody going south of I was going to say south of the border. That could be something, but also southern hemisphere. So where your current winter will be summer over there. So again, these polar opposites of darkness and light. Now, maybe somebody's moving from northern Alaska, or something about the poles. Just very far distant places on different parts of the world, or on opposite parts of the world, having opposite seasons, etc. Okay, so let's get a little more clarifiers and dig into these a little bit more to see what all of this is all about. Okay. I'm being told to pull one more oracle card, or should we? I'm not sure. It might muddy the water a little bit. Yeah, there could be a should I, shouldn't I type of decision coming through here. But I think you're going to stick with your intuition, original intuition. What is this new beginning? And I will laugh if the Fool comes out. It's because sometimes silly things happen. Okay, so that almost wanted to come out. 8 of Swords. These are both 8s. 8 of Swords. So there's definitely discovery of truth. You unsticking yourself because of that truth. You seeing something that you haven't seen before. And with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, this new beginning, I think you've mastered something already, or there needs to be a little bit more work to master something. This also really feels like there's something of an investment that you are letting go of in order to do something different. Again, it's so weird that I'm feeling like these two need to be like I'm reading these cards in the opposite way than what they're showing me, and feel like intuitively something needs to be turned around. So this feels like it's this, and this feels like it should be this. So that could be part of the new beginning, is that you are correcting something that was off balance, that made you feel stuck, that made you feel like you couldn't proceed or progress in some way, that you couldn't master something. And so you're doing something differently. Again, that 180, I just keep coming back to that. And I've not had that much in readings where there was a message that just came through in multiple ways over and over and over again. This discontent and boredom comes with a little bit of tension. Now, this could be you reacting because of this deep discontent that you're experiencing, or this boredom you're experiencing. But just in general, you could be having tensions or arguments with people, which could be contributing to that discontent and dissatisfaction with life. So I feel you're wanting to move away. Again, I want to turn it like this. But I feel like this is the reason why you are making moves. You want to get unstuck. You want to get away from this energy. Because whatever this external or inner tension might be, it is a struggle. There could even be some self-sabotage that has happened to prevent you from having this new beginning in the past. So Queen of Cups, there's a lot of very reflective energy, very receiving energy. So you're really accepting some kind of emotion here. And you are really looking at what you truly deeply desire and what it is that you need in life at this time. You're holding space for that. You're holding compassion for that. And you're really taking the time to reflect upon that in a very mindful way. What is this wisdom? Now, to move through this new beginning, this Hierophant and 2 of Swords in reverse are indicative of how you might navigate through this. So there's some decisions to be made, even though they are difficult. It's time to really hone into your own inner wisdom, your intuition to make decisions. Again, that might be the shift from really getting in your head about things and feeling stuck within your situation and even stressed. There's a lot of like long-term anxiety and mental health issues that could have resulted from this place or this situation or this person. But I feel like by confronting that decision, that tough decision that you have to make, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it might be inconvenient, you're making it anyway because it feels truthful to you. You don't want to move through life possibly in this energy, this devil and this Nine of Swords energy. That's very difficult. That is possibly some mental health issues. Now, this could be you or this could be somebody else that you are detaching from. But using your inner knowing is going to be so important in making this decision. Now, I feel for some time you could have been at a crossroads with this. You could have been thinking a lot about it. When is this going to end? How can I end it? But it's because you have confronted a truth. You have really been honest with yourself about this truth and leaning into this decision, as difficult as it might be, so that you can move forward and move yourself out of stuckness, move yourself out of not seeing progress, and moving into these new beginnings. I want to know, what are these new beginnings about? Let's get a little hint, please, Spirit. What are these new beginnings? Measure. Ancient pathways. And transformation. I'll show you these cards. Ooh, look at that, bottom of the deck. Choices, yes. So again, I think it all lies on your choices. Measure. This card really tells me that you've done a lot to try to rectify this situation in the past. So I think part of your new beginning is this understanding that there's something that you have to measure a little more definitively in the future. So it's kind of like, what do they say? Measure twice, cut once. So I feel you're using your discernment a little bit more. You're really measuring people or situations up a little bit more so that you can get the right balance of flavors, or making sure that you're only having people in your life that you want rather than inviting people that you don't want into your life. So again, discernment, boundaries, really being intentional about what you put into your life, what you invite into your life. And I also feel like there's new flavors that are going to be coming in with this shift. Because it's a 180, I almost feel like you'll find yourself among groups that are completely different than what you've experienced in the past. And we have ancient pathways. I think there has been some deep, or will be some deep connection to some kind of ancient storyline. Or maybe this is ancestral, where you're really reconnecting with that heritage or that ancestry in some way, and you want to follow in someone else's footsteps, or you want to create your own pathway based on inspirations from the past and what was done in the past. But I think you're revisiting something here. And I think this reconnection to whatever this is going to be part of your new beginning in some way. So whether you do a craft, or whether I'm seeing somebody travel to different destinations based on their ancestry, some storyline in their ancestry. Just really rich is what I get. I'm seeing a lot of storylines right now. but I just get a richness. There's a depth, there's a flavor. And transformation. So again, moving from dark to light, moving from South Pole to North Pole, moving through temptation and that devil energy to removing this anxiety and stress, like completely opposite, from chaos to peace. And I really think that's part of your pathway here, and what is beginning for you is that you're beginning something a little unknown, but I feel the experience is going to be really enriching for you and really surprising for you. I think you're going to meet people along the way that are different. You're going to uncover some things that are really beautiful surprises or wonderful finds. So there's a choice that I feel you do have to make, and there's almost two paths. I get two decisions. It's either one or the other. And one is going to take you on a bit of an adventure, and the other is going to be the same old, with a little bit of unknown as to where the path might end and where it ends up, etc. Whereas the other one, even though it's a little rough, it feels like an adventure. It feels exciting. So underneath that, expect the unexpected. So that's definitely something to consider along the way too. And yeah, learn underneath that. So there will be something that you will learn or have learned that you are implementing or integrating into your life. And I just think you are on a journey to a 180. So this is a really lovely energy, my dear collective. I do hope you enjoyed and that these messages were helpful for you. Let me know in the comment section if they were, and until we meet again, stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading.